Hey folks, it's Ridgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Boulder Canyon here in Farming Simulator 17. Not even 17, no, 19. 19, I don't know why I was saying... Well, I was thinking about 17, I was thinking about some of the changes that have happened since 17 was first released and compared to this game. That's not going to work, is it? Right, you know what, I'm going to manually do this, as it's not going to... The hired help is just not going to like it, going up through there. Yeah, I was thinking about some of the changes and stuff that have happened over the years with this game, and kind of pondering something that I frequently ponder and talk about, the changes that will happen in the future. It does seem quite possible from all the rumor, from the Twitter rumor mill and other places, that we are looking at a potential class DLC coming to Farming Simulator. And if this is true, if we are actually getting a proper official class DLC, and it's not just going to be class mods that we'll all be using, that is absolutely fantastic news as far as I'm concerned. That makes the FS19 even bigger sort of success. And yes, I know that there are issues. There's always going to be issues with some things. Some things do really annoy me. Other things really annoy other people. But I don't think that any of us can deny that Farming Simulator 19 is a successful and popular game. It's definitely got a lot of strong positive points with it. And the class DLC... That's like, if that's true, that means that we've got all the big brands in the game, like all of them. AGCO have been here for a long time, and we know all about that. But we've had John Deere added in this time, and now we're going to be having class as well. It's like we've gathered up all of this. It's absolutely brilliant, and it means that. Yes, some of the mods that have come out are absolutely fantastic, but some of them are pretty poor as well. And there's always sort of been a little bit of a shame for me that you get these mods that some of them are absolutely fantastic, but some of them are definitely not. And you've got to spend quite a bit of time filtering through, trying to find the ones that are genuinely fantastically awesome, through all the ones that really are not anywhere even close to fantastic or awesome. And it can take a bit of time to actually do the filtering through. It can take a bit of time to sort of go through them. If we've got mods in the game, well, not mods, but with the DLC, but if we've got this collection of class machinery that are made by giants and have all the usual attention to detail that they put in to their machines, that is just fantastic. That is phenomenally brilliant news. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I'm quite excited about this. And if it's not, then we will wait and see. We'll see what the DLC is. As I was saying earlier in the week, I think it was actually yesterday, some DLCs... Actually, no, it wasn't yesterday, was it? I don't remember now. I was talking about it. Some DLCs I would go and buy. Some DLCs I don't consider worth the price tag. And we all know that I get the DLCs for free, or I have picked up most of the DLCs for free anyway. They pass them to me because I'm in the fortunate position where I play this game a lot, and so they've added me to their list, which is absolutely fantastic for me, but it does make it a bit more difficult to be objective about whether or not I think the DLC is worth the price tag. And I do try to be. I do try to be objective about it. I definitely wouldn't have bought all of the DLCs. There are some that I wouldn't have bought, and there are some that I definitely would have bought. The Anderson one, I've said several times already, yes, I definitely would have paid for that one if I hadn't been given that one, because that is, like, it's all about bales. Class DLC, from what I've sort of seen so far, I haven't really looked at very much. I don't like to look at too much of the hype and the in-depth analysis or anything like that, because I kind of like to wait and have it as a bit of a surprise. As far as I know, Class is coming. Beyond that, I don't know anything at all because I haven't looked into it at all. I've just seen the occasional picture on Twitter, the occasional comment somewhere on Facebook, and a couple of thumbnail images of Class DLC coming on YouTube. So the rumor mill is out there and it's pumping out the rumors, but how much of this is rumor and how much of this is cold hard fact, I don't actually know. I will find out eventually, I have no doubt, and then we can see. But at the moment, it's just rumor. It's all just rumor, and well, as far as I know, nothing has actually been confirmed anywhere. But if it is, if we have got a Class DLC and we've got like all the full Class range of machinery, now you can look at this two ways. You can look at it as, well, it's simply going to be a reskin of other machinery. You know, we've already got combines in the game, we've already got balers in the game, we've already got tractors in the game and things like that. Yes, there is that side to it. We could just end up with another series of machines that we've already got copies of, and we don't technically gain anything new. Well, if that's the case, I would still want to buy the Class DLC because I like Class machinery. I just like Class machinery in general. Having used some Class machinery in real life, I mean, admittedly 10 years ago now, well, actually more like 15 years ago, but I have used the Class machinery and I did really like it. So I kind of lean heavily towards the Class machinery and actually liking it and wanting to use it. So, oh, hang on, I don't need to fold up and pack up yet. We've still got a little bit to do over here. Yeah, so sort of based on that, I would still want to buy it. I do have high hopes, though, that we will get something unique. Almost all of the DLCs that Giants release, we do get something unique and different with the DLC. I say almost, because not all of them. We haven't had something new and unique with all of them, but we have with a lot of them. We've got the square bale wrapper was one that came out in FS19, which was absolutely fantastic because there wasn't any square bale wrappers up until that point. The Anderson DLC, there was a whole range of new stuff, a completely new mechanic with the square bales going in a big long line with the X wrapper machine, and I am seriously considering using that for silage on this map. If we were to have a square baler, we could carry the square bales over and we could use the X wrapper to the X tractor machine, or whatever you call it, to wrap up the silage bales, and so we have a big long line of them. And then we've actually got a completely new type of bale that was introduced into the game, with the silage bales after you open up the wrapped silage. So there was a whole new thing, a whole new mechanic, a whole new everything built into the game with that Anderson DLC, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. I was really, really excited and pleased about that. We've had other ones where we haven't had so much new stuff, but we've also had, like, you had the Roper DLC. Now, for the most part, I didn't think that the Roper DLC was really worth it. It was just basically reskins of all of the Homer all the Homer machines. Honestly, didn't think that it was worth the price tag for all of that, except for it wasn't the sugar beet handling. Because one thing that I was immensely disappointed with the Roper DLC was that it did have potato harvester, but it was a small tractor-drawn one. The potatoes haven't had any love for a very long time. Potatoes are it's very, very limited what you've got with potatoes. You've got one potato harvester, and they haven't had anything. There is a lot more potato handling equipment in the world, and we haven't seen it. It hasn't turned up in the game, and I've been consistently disappointed with that. And I was disappointed with the Roper DLC. I was immensely disappointed that, again, it was all about sugar beet and nothing to do with potatoes, because there is more than just a couple of different potato machines. So I was quite disappointed with that. However, one thing that was added with the Roper DLC was the Nawaru mouse? Not the one for picking up the sugar beet off the floor, but the other machine that picked up everything else. Wood chips, silage, all the lot, right? That was a brand new machine. I'm pretty sure we can even see that one. It would be under Miscalette. That one right there. That one that can pick up everything off the floor. It can pick up piles of grain that have been tipped, fertilizer, silage, chaff, wood chips, lime, all of it. It could pick the whole lot up off the floor. That was a game changer. That one was a game changer. And that DLC, I would have gone and purchased that DLC purely because of that one machine. Nothing else. There was nothing else in that DLC that appealed to me in any way, shape, or form. Didn't really think much of the rest of the DLC. I was disappointed. The potatoes, really bitterly disappointed with the whole potato fiasco on that one. Because they didn't bring potatoes into the game properly. And I thought that they should have done. I really, really felt that they should have done. Living in an area of the world that is actually quite well known for its potatoes. We don't do very much arable cropping in the part of the world that I live in, but we do potatoes. Potatoes is one thing that we do very well in Cornwall in the UK, in the southwest of the UK. Potatoes, like, we produce a lot of the, I was going to say most, but I don't know if that's actually the case. We produce a lot of potatoes, absolutely masses. It wouldn't surprise me if we produced most of the potatoes for the UK, but I'm not going to actually state that just in case it's not true. So I would have liked to have seen more potato handling material. How many times can I say potatoes in one episode? I would very much have liked to have seen a bit more in a way of Tatipo handling material and machines and everything because of where I'm from. And so I was so disappointed with that. And we haven't seen anything with it. So, but I mean, overall, I was still very pleased with the DLC because of the, that one machine. I didn't actually mean to do that. I want to unload and I want to do that. Strap them all down like that. There's our load of silage with our one errant bale of hay in the middle, which I am going to go and sell. So we're going to take all of this lot over here and we're going to sell it. It is $275 at the moment for price or thereabouts, which is quite low, all things considered. We could definitely have a better price than that, but I'm not supposed to actually be selling bales yet. I'm supposed to go right off to the end over here, and I'm selling more. I go like that, and then take the straps off like that, load them, stop loading, and then press B like that so that it puts them behind, and then do that and chuck them all down. $55,000 for our sold bales, and now I'll go and gather up the rest of them. Plus, I already sold about $8,000 worth of bales already. So it was, well, 63. We had like $100 below level. So, yeah, $63,000 for that lot. And then we'll go and get the rest of the bales that we've got on the field. What other DLCs have we had over time? We had you always get the platinum add-on or the gold add-on or whatever they want to call it, which generally adds in another map. We had the Estancia Lepacho map added, and I thought that whole thing was gloriously wonderful. Estancia Lepacho map I really loved when that one came out. The different coloured soils, the very iron-rich soil being represented was really quite nice to see. And the sugarcane, having that added into the game as well, it was like we had a whole load of extra bits that were really awesome, fantastic to see, and it was fun to play with as well. So I really did love the Estancia setup, and I know that Estancia definitely wasn't a map that appealed to everybody, but you're never going to get a map that appeals to everybody. You get a map that comes from Oxygen David, which is almost always a quaint little part of the UK, and that appeals to a huge number of people. But then there are people who think that farming on anything less than 15,000 acres is a hobby farm and is not worth bothering with. The Oxygen David maps just don't appeal to them because that's not their style of farming, so they're not going to like them. And there is, I say the few people, there's actually quite a lot of people that feel that way. So it is simply not possible to get a map that is going to appeal to everybody. But I do feel that the Estancia Lapacho map appealed to enough people that I would say it was a successful map release. It was really good. And they added in the new mechanic of the weeds being put in. It was the new type of tree as well, although they've gone, like, we had the palm trees on that map. Oops. Very laggy going around this corner here. Possibly because of the sheep. But anyway, there is lag. I shouldn't have put the baler there, because that's where I normally put this trailer. I'm going to put this trailer in behind. I'm just going to put this trailer over here for now. That one's going to park there. Just be stashed in behind there, out of the way. That is our field finished. The next job that we want to do is a bit of fertilizer spreading, which I'm going to park my tractor here a second, and I'm going to go and get the little tractor, and we're going to do the fertilizer spreading with the little tractor. Despite the fact that it is silent, we're also going to fast forward 3 hours. I think that's what I said, 3 hours. Once we finish, we've now finished, so we fast forward 3 hours, because that affects the prices and absolutely everything else. So it was about 4:30, so we want to go to about 7:30. Which means that we're not going to get our fertilizer all spread onto the field before the end of the day. Are we? That's simply not going to happen. It'd be nice if we could get the fertilizer spread on the field before the end of the day, but it's a no-go, that is. That's an absolute no-go. We'll start running it through. And then you've got, obviously, the steep hills here that we've got to take care of. That makes it a little bit tougher. Go up there. And this, if I can get the fertilizer spread this evening, that means that by tomorrow morning we'll be able to go and get a second lot of fertilizer onto the field. No, actually we don't need to, do we? It's only one coat of fertilizer that you need to get onto the field anyway. So yeah, all we got to do is one coat of fertilizer. We'll stop the hired help so they don't work through the night. And then we will, right, we'll stop there. So we fast forwarded 3 hours. We've just got this little bit to do. He might finish before 8 o'clock. He may just finish before 8 o'clock. We'll do once round the fields, like we often do. And then I'm going to go and get the stump grinder, and I'm going to start using that one. Oops. I don't want to put the thing down. I want to just stop it from spreading for a second. I'll get the stump grinder, and we'll start removing some of the stumps on the hill. I don't want to do too much in a way of removing of stumps. We'll see how we're doing, but I don't want to do too much, but I do want to get rid of some, because we've got, there's a little bit of grass there I missed, right on the very edge. We'll get that next harvest. Yeah, we're going to be getting another tractor pretty soon. Our next purchase, though, is going to be a replacement trailer. We're going to replace the trailer that we've got right now, and we're going to get a new one. So I'm kind of thinking that we go with... Just trying to think how we should do this. We're going to skip the night in a minute, and then we can leave the hired help going in the field and spreading the fertilizer. And we could actually drive over towards the dealership with the trailer. We don't even need to load up any wood at all and sell it. We could simply go with the trailer that we've got now and then come back with a new one. And then we'll come back with the 12 meter one like we've got at the moment. We'll use that one to carry on with for now, and then we'll worry about getting bigger trailers later on when we can afford a truck to pull the bigger trailer, because I think that's going to be what we want to go with, it is a truck to pull the bigger trailer. Just where we are on the hill and that at the moment, I don't think we need to worry about having a bigger trailer, simply because we're not covering sufficient ground. We're not having to go a far enough distance to sort of make it worthwhile. It's simply not going to be worth the bother. So we won't worry about that. And we can just have the one trailer doing it as we're doing right now. We cannot, with a 12-meter trailer, use 6-meter logs. It's got to be 5-meter logs or less. So for that reason, it's not really worth us going and getting a like cutting everything into 6-meter logs, because what I was thinking of doing was cutting into 6-meter logs. I could replace the trailer we've got with a slightly bigger one. We go with a 15-meter trailer, and then I can cut everything into 7-meter logs, because those actually appear to give roughly the same amount. I'm getting further and further away from the edge because I can't turn too sharp, so I need to go like that there, so that I can finish doing that, and then go around there like that. Right, there's that bit. And then I need to go here and just finish out that bit there. Just one little slice through there. It's 20 past 7 right now. Bring that one off. One round here. And head up through there. I got one little bit there in the middle on a triangle. As soon as we've done this, we will park up the tractor and we will skip the night. There, we'll go to there. And we'll load up the rest of the fertilizer that we need, and then we will skip the night. I got that bit there, and I just want to go over next to this rock here and just make sure that I've got it right. That's... You got to look at where the straight lines are in the field. You got to look at where they are and which way you need to be traveling. I think I've got the straight lines off of the rock. I'll go to there. So I've got a full width, but I'm pretty sure that's roughly where the straight lines are. This is where I find out that I'm completely out on that. Oh well, if I am, I am. I'll go over here and we will load up the rest of the fertilizer. We're 42%, so we can then head up. Yeah, we're not going to load anything, not in the morning. Right, you go there and switch you off and switch the engine off. We will go and skip the night. We do need to clean up the sheep pen there, the grass by the sheep pen, and we will do that in a bit. We won't do that just yet. So I want to go 11 hours. We will sleep like that. We're going to have our usual expenses overnight, which is about $8,000. And there we are, bright and early in the morning. Now, if we go back and have a look at the sheep, we've got the wool is coming along quite nicely. Wool is doing well. But we got a lot of grass kicked out in front. There's a lot of grass there at the moment. Wool is actually on the up, but it's still not. It's not high enough at the moment. Silage is way down at 132. So I don't know how much of that was because of our buying and selling, and how much of it is just that it's dropped down. But with 50% cleanliness, we don't have to worry too much about food. The grass right there. I'm not going to worry about changing over to a front loader at the moment. I'm just going to leave the tractor as it is, and I'm going to go with this just as it is right now. But I am wondering, if I go over to the dealership and I get my new trailer, do I want to bring back anything else this time? Is there anything else I want to bring with me? I don't think there is. Now, I'm doing this because I'm going to use the baler to clear up the sheep rather than using anything else, just because it's going to be a little bit easier. Now, you can see that thing down there. That's actually for doing the water. That's a new mechanic that we've got. It's the water pipe that you can put in. So I'll put that bit into there like that. And I can stop there a second, and we go over and we have a look at this. Right now, I go there, purchase water fill point, and I have a look at this. Would you like to pay $4,300 to install a new pipeline to allow direct filling of the water trough? Do I or don't I use the direct filling feature? If I do on one animal, I will do it on all animals. So that's what I want you to talk about in the comment section today. Do you think I should be doing that? Do you think I should put the direct fill in all of the animal pens? There's reasons that we would, and there's reasons that we wouldn't. You know, we are sort of in the back of beyond. We're right out in the sticks, so it could be argued, perhaps, that we wouldn't necessarily have access to it, and it would be rather more expensive, because getting someone to come along and install it, it could be more expensive than we've got there as our estimate. On the oh, hang on, no, I want to get the fertilizer going before I do anything else. On the other side of the coin, rather than it being more expensive, it could be a better move for us all together, because still, ultimately, if we don't do that, we're having to carry tanker loads of water to wherever we happen to go for our animals, which some animals down there and some animals are going to be up at the top of the hill. Which would you rather, what would you rather I did? Would you rather I stuck with what we've got, or would you like to see me going with getting the piped water set in? Most farms, if not pretty much every farm, would have piped water. So, you know, the argument is strongly in favour of having the piped water. But, yeah, do we do it or not? Is this something that we should be doing, or is it something that we should avoid doing because we should stick with the water tanker? I mean, if we do it, we can sell that water tanker. We'll be buying something different for selling the milk. Still not 100% sure what we're going to do with selling the milk once we do get our cattle, but yeah, we'll sort of wait and see. Now, I'm not doing any stump grinding, and I'm also not selling any timber just at the moment. We're going to start heading over towards... Oh, wait a minute. I do have a few logs there that are odd shapes. That are not... Well, we can pick those up when we first bring back our new trailer. So we're going to take this one over to the dealership, and then I can sell this one. And at the beginning of our next episode, I'll be able to use the new trailers. The new trailers don't work properly when you've got this old trailer active on the map, as well as some of the other auto-load machines that we do have available. So, for those of you that like to use auto-load, like me, it's worth keeping in mind that you need to sell this one and then go and disable the mod before the other mods will actually work properly. One thing I haven't done, though, is test to see if the other ones do work properly with a dolly on the front. We will test that pretty quickly. We will find out, and then when we come back to it, we will then make the decision as to whether we stick with just buying another tractor in order to pull the new trailer around, or if we instead focus our attention first on purchasing a lorry to pull the trailer. Because, I mean, if we've got a lorry of any kind to pull the trailer around, then we'd be able to put bigger loads onto it. We can, if we get the 15-meter trailer, steady, if we get the 15-meter trailer, we will be able to put bigger loads on. We'll be able to put 7-meter logs onto it, and we'll have 2 separate stacks of 7-meter logs, which is a lot of... What is going on with this trailer? It doesn't normally behave like that. Although I don't think I don't remember driving around that fast with it at any point. So maybe it's this tractor doesn't particularly like the trailer combination. It is entirely possible that this tractor doesn't particularly like it. We'll have to sort of wait and see. But yeah, that is what I would like you to comment on today, is the whole water thing with the animals. Do you want me to start using that water mod where we introduce that into all of the animal pens, or do you think that I should just leave it as it is? And we are going to tip... Don't tip over. That costs us a lot of money if we tip over. I am going to take a shortcut down here, just because I can, and I probably shouldn't. We'll go steady. There. Steady. Steady, steady. Nice. Right, now, let's get on the road to the shop. We are very nearly almost there, and then we'll be able to switch over. We'll also take a quick look at other trailers that we might be able to use. It'll be interesting to see. No, not other trailers. We'll have a quick look at the tractors. What are we going to get in the way of a tractor? We're going to want to test it. But like I said, this mod doesn't work with... the other autoload trailer doesn't work with this one being active on the map. At least it didn't when I was testing it. Whether it was just the one map or whether I had a different mod active that caused the issue that I wasn't aware of. But as far as I know, this trailer does conflict with the other trailers that we've got. So we're going to find out right now. Not like that, I'm not. Go there and unhitch that trailer. There we go. There's a timber runner. Bring you over there and stop, and then come over here, and we can sell that one. Right, bye-bye trailer. Sell that one for $19,000. Okay, job done. All sold. So now I need another trailer. I need a new trailer. And we can also take a quick look at some of the machinery in here. So it's the tractors. Trucks in here. This is kind of our options. We've got some cab over. Well, that's an IT runner. We got the cab over options. We've got Max here, but they're prohibitively expensive. The Kenworth here. Several people said that they thought the Kenworth might be a pretty good truck to have, although we definitely don't want it quite that big. Sleeper triple axle. It's a bit big. Sleeper double axle. I'm thinking a day cab would be a better option. Day cab, double axle, like that. Yeah? That's probably the shortest configuration that we're going to get, which would be better for off-road type approaches, I think. Now, I don't know why. There's a 26,500 option there. It says plus 25,000. But it's not letting me get rid of it. So I'm assuming it's because of the rest of the configurations. I got extended bumpers out the front. Bull guard. That, I think, would be better for a forestry type approach. Exhausts. Plus 1,500. They're plus 1,500 anyway. So it doesn't matter what exhaust I get. We're gonna be spending 1,500 on these exhausts. So we go for those. They're lower down. They're less likely to be damaged by overhanging trees. And then you've got the headache rack right there. You've got the logging rack, or you've got the logger 2, the toolbox. I would say probably that one. So that would be our configuration that we'd be looking at. It's $170,000. It's not particularly cheap, admittedly. It's definitely not cheap at $170,000. And I don't know why this bumpers option at plus 25,000 is... You can't get rid of it at all. It's simply not possible to get rid of that one, no matter what you do. Yeah, I go through all of them, and they can't be got rid of. So, we're looking at 170,000, which is expensive for a lorry. And then we go into here, and medium tractors is the one that we want. And that one right there, the case... with the biggest engine, at the moment it's 170 horsepower. Now, I would want to go straight to the biggest engine. That's 145,000. We could probably go with wide tires. Maybe just, we don't want narrow. We've got narrows available for doing crop work. We've got twin wheels if we want them. Got standard wide tires on there. We'll probably go with just standard to start with. 145,000, well, 145,000, call it 145. So, roughly the same price as a lorry, buying a lorry. So, if we've got, we could choose between the two. So, really, what it comes down to is whether or not this trailer works with a dolly. We need to buy the trailer first. So, we go in here and we look for the trailer. And you've got, it's between these two. Now, that will only take 5.5 meters. This will take 7 meters. That will take up to 6.5 meters. So we can have a 6-meter log on there and do 3 of them, but I think that is too long. The 15-meter one, I think, is going to be pushing it, but I would really like to have this one so we can have 7-meter logs, because that one only goes to 5.5-meter logs, which makes this one, in my mind, the better option. So we get that one, and I go in there. We've got standard setup, or we got wide tires. We'd have to go wide tires on that. You know, a big forestry thing. It is a big trailer. but that's the one that I want to get. So I'll buy that one right there. And I'm 99% certain that we're not going to be able to see anything at the moment because of the other mods still being active. But it's going to be interesting to see if this trailer can even pull that one. If this tractor can even pull that one. But the great thing about this is that we need another 80,000, and then we'll be able to buy either a tractor or a lorry to pull this trailer. Either one. I'm open to either one. I am leaning heavily towards having a lorry doing it, although the lorry sort of driving up and down the slopes is, I'm thinking, less likely. Right, we've got the standard auto-load things on here, but we don't have all the normal controls on it at the moment. And I'm hoping that that is just because of the fact we've got the other mod. When we don't have the other mod, there's a whole load of extra options available for this trailer. So that's another thing that you can talk about in the comment section is, do you think we should go for the tractor or do you think we should go for the lorry? And do you think that that day cab lorry with the twin axles would be suitable for driving off-road and pulling this one around as a full auto-loader? Or do you think that's not really best suited to this map at the moment? If we do get the lorry, we're then going to have to save up another 150,000 to get another tractor, if we still want a second tractor. So the tractor admittedly would have more versatility than the lorry at this stage. Anyway, that's all I got time for today. So if you've enjoyed the episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.